for every great guitar gadget, there is an equal and opposite, absolutely terrible guitar gadget. That's right, my friends. Today we're looking at the worst guitar gadgets ever made. This is going to be painful for me. Coming in at number 8 is the Guitarjo, a device designed to make your guitar sound like a banjo, as shown by the promotional video.
Playing the banjo has never been easier. You don't have to break the bank or climb a steep learning curve. All you need is Guitarjo.
How does it work? Well, there's little fuzzy pads that it gently rests against your strings, altering the sound. How well does it work? Well, let's do an experiment. Let me know if you think option A or option B is the real banjo. And to anyone with a functioning set of ears, option A is clearly the real deal. Now, the saving grace for the Guitarjo is I actually don't completely hate the sound that it creates. That buzzy, sitar-y type of thing could be useful somewhere. It just doesn't sound anything like a banjo. And when a guitar product doesn't do what it's advertised to do, it ends up on a list like this one. Now, the antithesis of a bad gimmicky guitar gadget is probably just practicing and putting in the work. But there's a problem that so many guitarists face. They can't improve because they've hit the intermediate wall. They lack direction, they're spinning their tires, and to fix this, I made the Samurai Guitar Dojo. This is my lesson platform where once a week we look at a single topic that you're gonna be able to get under your fingers. This is a straightforward path showing you the new skills that are gonna get you to that next level. And I've got 25 promo codes available so that when you use the link in the description, you're not only gonna gain access to the dojo, half off, $7.50 a month, but you're also gonna gain access to all of my other courses included. And hey, if you just kinda wanna check out what we do over there, you can download my free ebook, which is also in the description, which goes over all the things that every intermediate guitarist should know. Anyways, let's get back to it. And next on the guitar gadget list is the pick punch. These things have been around forever, and the idea is we can get out from under the grasp that big pick has on our lives by using this stapler looking thing to create our own DIY guitar picks. Grab an old card. I got one from Petland. I don't have pets, so that's gonna be perfect. Slide it in and punch out your new guitar pick. Oh, that's harder than I thought it was gonna be. Now, the first problem is these picks are absolutely terrible. Credit cards are made out of a plastic called polyvinyl chloride acetate, whereas guitar picks are made of celluloid, nylon, or Delrin. And there's a reason guitar picks aren't made out of this stuff, because it creates these horrible rough edges around the side that come across when you play. And here's the real kicker. For the price of one of these, you can just go and buy 300 normal guitar picks. I don't know who's buying these. Don't be one of them. All right, next up we have this finger stretcher thing. And I get why this exists. The physical nature of playing guitar, stretching your fingers to play chords, can be tough, and if there's a problem, someone out there is going to try to make some money solving it. And the idea behind it is quite simple. Slide your fingers in, stretch them out to where it's uncomfortable, lock it in place, and then just live your life until I guess that gets comfortable. And so a little while ago, I did a little test. I stretched out my fingers as far as they would go, traced them on a piece of paper as my reference point. And then over the next while, I went about doing a number of my daily activities with this thing on my hand. So let's check the results. If my fingers are wider than where they were before, there's something to this thing. Exactly the same. The amount of time you would waste trying to navigate life with a single hand is just so much better spent actually playing a guitar than using this stupid thing. Next, we've got the Livid Guitar Wing, a wireless 3D controller for guitar and bass. Is it not weird to refer to a physical object as 3D? But despite that, it says that in 2014, it won the Popular Science Invention Award. Notably absent are any awards from any music companies. So if you're wondering why I'm wrapping this thing in Kleenex, more on that in a second, but the idea is that this can affect my guitar in a whole host of ways. Here's what's going on here. You send your guitar signal into your computer using an external audio interface. Your signal is then processed by the Guitar Wing app, and you can control the app using the Guitar Wing itself. Let's hear this thing in action. It seems cool, but the execution is just so poor. The app is limiting, the sounds are horrific, and these sensors aren't sensitive at all. So like if I wanted to do a drum beat on this is what it ends up sounding like. And on top of all that, it's like decomposing or something. The plastic is weirdly sticky and it's got this uncomfortable smell to it, hence the protective tissues. If it was well done, it would be super cool, but it's not, so it sucks. And my friends, we have rounded the turn. Halfway done, let's get to number 4. Next, we've got the Easy Fret, which attaches to your guitar neck. And now you no longer need to use your fingers to press down the strings. You got buttons that does that for you. The website for it says, caution, once you have tried the Easy Fret, fretting the strings with your fingers will seem like medieval torture. All right, let me just give this thing a try here. Oh, this thing. Using your fingers to push the strings against the frets is an integral part of playing guitar. And if you can't do that, there's other instruments. It would be like if you wanted to play a tuba, but you didn't want to use your mouth, and then somebody invented a mouthpiece for your asshole. No, just go play the xylophone. And you know, if this gave somebody with like a disability or something a means to play the guitar, okay, there's some value here. But it doesn't even do what it's supposed to do well. The layout is cumbersome. The stretches your fingers need to do to play basic guitar chords is near impossible. Buttons get stuck under the strings and it shifts around so that it just doesn't do its job. Here's my best attempt at an F, C, and a G. This solves no problems. I can't imagine anybody buying this and not instantly realizing it was a waste of money. Next up, we got the Jellifish pick. Oh, the Jellifish pick. See, back in my formative years, there were full-page ads for this thing in guitar magazines. And the claim was that this pick could make your guitar sound like a resonator, a 12-string, even a violin. So here's what a resonator sounds like. And here's my closest attempts at getting that sound with the Jellifish. Here's the 12-string. And the Jellifish. A MIDI sample of a violin. And the Jellifish. All you can create are awful grating sounds. I'm pretty sure it's just old guitar strings attached together. It's terrible. It's hard to believe we got two products that are even worse. The second worst guitar gadget is the Gibson Tronical Robotuners. They're so bad, in fact, that they nearly ruined one of the greatest, most established guitar companies. And as cool as it is to try and innovate, they couldn't have read the room more wrong. Everybody hated these, including myself. See, when it works perfectly fine, it's not bad. I don't know why it's trying to tune the B string while I'm hitting the E string. To give you an example of the weirdness. Because the idea is quite simple. You're gonna hit your string and it's gonna automatically get it in tune for you. But when it goes wrong, which it often does, it can be anywhere from mildly problematic to absolutely catastrophic. This system has been behaving okay for me, but every now and then it does get hung up on a string and it just can't get it in tune. Like imagine playing a gig and you can't get your guitar in tune, and doing it manually just doesn't really work that well. I've seen examples of these where the mechanism fails and it just starts tightening and tightening until the guitar string breaks. It's tough to change the strings. It's a unique battery, so if you forget to charge it, you're screwed. Something happens to the charger, also screwed. Or if you accidentally leave it on and play a chord, like even right there, it just told me that it's in tune. There's just way too much that can go wrong, and for what? To remove the microscopic inconvenience of tuning your own guitar. These are an infamous black mark in Gibson's long history, and I'm sure it played a part in them needing to file for bankruptcy. Fortunately, they've done a lot in recent years to right this ship, but yeah, the Robotuners, they weren't it. Which brings us to the worst guitar product ever made, and in my opinion, that's the Magnetic X pick. All right, where to start with this thing? Their advertising claims that it can do a lot of things. Let me show you what they say it can do, and then let me give you my honest best effort to recreate that.
Play without touching the guitar, 20 centimeters away, simply by slapping the magnetic fields. be transformed into a passive EBow to obtain an infinite sustain.
The infinite sustain one, that one is the most egregious. You just can't vibrate your string infinitely with a magnet like this. Now the thing is, a $50 magnetic pick can do some wonky things to your pickups. But you can also use a 25-cent fridge magnet to do the exact same thing. So here's the thing, despite multiple attempts to recreate what the X-Pick is advertised to do, I can't even come close to it. See, as a guitarist, I don't find a dollar value in this, let alone the insane $50 that the company is charging. The creators are trying to lead you into believing that it can do something that it can't do through made-up terms like magneto-magic fields and junk science. The videos the brand made for this thing are at best misleading. It doesn't do what it's advertised to do, and as a potential consumer, that's all I need to know. And if you do want to experiment with what something like this can do, go grab a magnet off your fridge. Dollar for dollar, I can't imagine that there could ever be a worse guitar product. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the world's worst guitar gadgets. Remember, if you're in the first 25 to use the link in the description, you're gonna gain access to the Samurai Guitar Dojo and all of my other courses half off, $7.50 a month. As well, you can also check out my free ebook using the link in the description. Thank you all for watching. Remember, when times get tough, get your elbows up. Until next time, I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I'll see you again soon.